H. And apparently that is a pronunciation
You looked it
in
up?
Australia. No, I don't
You're
know.
just taking my
I'm
word
not gonna
for
look
it.
that up. I'm just
All
gonna
right.
go with it. But I just feel
Let
like
me
people
Google
have
it.
to
Is
know.
it pronounced cache or cash?
It's better a mystery though.
Why do people pronounce
I think it's
cache,
cute. You should just
cache,
go with
cache, 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 rhyming with dash? Yeah, I might be
Sorry,
wrong.
I've derailed
I
us.
might be
I'm so
wrong.
sorry.
No, no, that's fine. Cache. Are there
Okay, but
other
also can we talk about
pronunciations?
your starting hand plus the tray? Disgusting.
Yeah, cool. I might be wrong on that, so welcome to feedback, and perhaps I will never pronounce it like that ever again. And looks like Kitty's backing me up,
No.
so appreciate you, Kitty.
I
If I
I
come
thought it was
across
cute.
the naughty, I will continue to pronounce it nudie in your honor. Kitty said, "OMG, I pronounced it like that too." For everyone playing along at home, and Sked says, "Lol, you too, Kitty." By the way, little
Good
moment for
try.
the mug that I made. Took freaking forever, so whee.
The mug? Wait, what are we talking
You'll
about?
see it in a second
Oh, okay, okay.
on the stream. Thanks, Kitty. Thanks. I
Oh,
needed
right,
that
because there's
boost.
a time delay.
Yeah, yeah, I needed
I
that
forget
little
that there's a
boost.
time
My mug is
delay.
good.
Oh, that's really cute.
Yeah, took forever. All the
Thank
little
you.
lines, and you have to go over and over them with the paintbrush. So,
Obsessed.
yeah, so I've got a starting hand. It's looking pretty good. I've got a rough. We're definitely taking that. What's in the tray? Let's have a look. It's a pileated woodpecker. Okay, so I think we might take the sapsucker and do a bit of forest shenanigans. Would be good. Take Viddy and off we go. All right. So for anybody who hasn't been privy to our literal one past episode, we're doing Otomarazzi, but it's not cooperative as such. We're still trying to beat the Automa, but it's kind of 1v1 within Otomarazzi. So it's a co-op game, but you want to win, essentially. So that's what we're doing. And so it's open hand, so I'll be able to see once Hen's picked her starting hand what she's got, and we'll sort of be able
Well,
to play some mind games
I'll
with
tell
that.
you what I've got,
Okay, you can do
which
that.
is nothing good.
Nothing good.
At least I've got a cavity nest, so there's that
Mm-hmm.
going for me. But I mean, Buick's Wren, I like legit considered it for the cavity nest, but
Sure.
absolutely not. A
Okay.
three-food migratory bird? No.
Well, that's the advantage, I suppose,
Um,
that you know that. I mean, it's not like it was in my hand and I told you it is in the tray, and clearly I'm going to take it.
yeah.
So you can get that down. Oh, and yeah,
So
Hen and I. Hen is a good friend of mine, so we're just going to be blabbing away, probably as we normally would on a private stream. Zobi. Zobi bringing the sass already, saying nothing good means she has Logie in her opening hand. I can't believe I just read that
exactly.
out, but I did promise to read out the comments since they're not on screen. And Swiftly is complimenting people on their baseball avatars. Scared with the birds and trying to defend with the bat on the bridge. I assume that might be the Brooklyn Bridge. Correct me if
I
I'm
think
wrong.
so.
And Zobi's
It's very on
Obi-Wan
point.
Kenobi with the bat, which I believe is last year made by Flan. So
Very
yes, we
cute.
had some fun with the avatars. Hen gave me the idea to do mine. Yeah, Zobi saying Flan made it last year. Yes, it's the Brooklyn Bird Fearers. That's my team. Okay, so I did recognise the bridge. So go me. Yeah, the Brooklyn Bridge. Excellent. Which is in New York. is insanely good. Yes, excellent. All right, so let's get started by not forgetting to pick up the woodpecker. That would be
You could
bad.
forget to pick up the woodpecker.
No,
I
no,
wouldn't mind.
no, no. We're not forgetting. And do I want the screech owl?
I Swiftly says his flan helmet is pretty good. Is pretty
I
wait.
only just noticed, okay, during Kitty's MLW stream, when I was in the chat, I only just
Mhm.
noticed then that Flan's helmet is a flan. And so, yeah, that's pretty damn good, I have to admit. It's fire. Yep, Swiftly says
I
it's
was gonna
fire.
say I just noticed today too. Like
Mm.
I didn't realize that it was a flan helmet. Like totally missed that last
It's
year.
very good. It's very, like, sort of subtle, but as soon as you see it, it's like, yeah, I see it. So props.
Oh, I'm so
Props.
sorry. It's my turn. You might
No,
have to
no,
yell at me when it's
it's
my
only been
turn.
a second, so you're all good. But yes, welcome
Okay.
everybody. Welcome Scared, Zobi, Swiftly. We had Kitty in before. I made Kitty a mod, so she's drunk with power, I'm assuming. So when
Give
Jay
me
gets
Kitty a
here,
mod.
yeah, I did make
Oh
Kitty
my
a mod.
god.
Her little
Just
booby
gonna ban
prize
Jay
for,
immediately.
yeah, yeah, for getting taken down on stream. Swiftly saying, Jenna, we need a sleep update. How much are you running on right now? I didn't get to sleep after the kitty game, so I got up at 25 past 3 a.m., so 3:25 a.m. And I was supposed to get a quick nap in between that and jumping on Scott Sword's stream. He was playing Stardew Valley. We're doing a cooperative Stardew Valley thing. That was at 5:30, and so I played that up until 8 a.m. And then I went out and got a McDonald's breakfast and had some pancakes. And so I'm probably running on maybe 2 hours sleep at the moment. So, and then
It's like your festive sleep cycle.
and then trying to tech support on my stream breaking. So that's fun. My brain's just like, can't do it. And I don't operate well in the morning to start with. So yeah, it's a struggle. It's a struggle right now. Thank you for asking, Swiftly. Appreciate you. Zobi's saying, I thought a bird pooped on the helmet on Flan's avatar. Flan makes way
Oh
more
my
sense.
god. Toby.
Oh, Zobi. Zobi also saying we played the heck out of Stardew years ago. That's awesome. Yep, I have a lot of like stored like I'm like a Stardew, like I'm a sponge for Stardew knowledge because I watch a lot of Stardew streamers. That's kind of a bit of a dissociative activity I have. Like I'll put that on the TV and I'll be like painting on my pottery or doing something in my hands, carving or I don't know, whatever. And so I absorb a lot of random Stardew facts, and Scott Sword's now putting them to use on his stream. Swiftly saying you're out of control. I would shrivel up and cease to exist. Yeah. Well, my body demands fuel. If it doesn't get sleep, then it demands food, and I did put food in it. So we're running okay right this second. All right, let's
Pancakes
see
for the
what Hen's
win.
doing. Self-crested, very nice. So potentially I'm going to get some nectar and kingbird.
It is like on theme, played that in your honor.
Yeah.
So
I did send Hen a stuffed self-crested cockatoo a few months ago, so she does have one. So
it's very cute.
yes, it was very cute. Cool. And kingbird smells a bit of desperate for a wetland bird over there, I have to say.
Listen, it's not as desperate as Buick's run. So
Fair. All right. Cool. Harvest. I've never played Harvest Moon, Zobi. Zobi saying Harvest Moon is the OG though.
is that like Stardew Valley?
Yeah,
Valley?
it's
It sounds
kind
like
of
that.
the original farming game, but now Stardew Valley's sort of overtaken that in now being like the cozy farming game. So
Wasn't there
Stardew
one over
is
the pandemic that everyone was like obsessed with?
was it Animal Crossing?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Animal Crossing.
I think Animal Crossing is what you're thinking of.
Yeah.
So my stomach's not very happy
But
with the
like
pancakes, which is why I'm now drinking peppermint tea, by the way.
oh no.
It's a thing.
Oh wait, is it my turn? I'm so sorry.
You're fine.
I turned off all my sound notifications because I didn't want it like coming through, but maybe that was a decision.
Yeah, Zoe saying Stardew is supreme though, which I do agree, for sure. I have seen a bit of what Harvest Moon is like, and Stardew is a bit of a mini masterpiece for sure. Merg is here. Welcome, Merg. Says, guys, I wish we could play Stardew Valley instead of doing our jobs. Well, Stardew streamers do play Stardew Valley as their job, so that is a thing for some people. Otoma, by the way, has the life fellow, the birds that are worth 5, 6, or 7 points. Ah, yes, the I always read it as RASP, like raspberry, but it's the Royal Society for the Protection of Birds life fellow bonus cards. Merg
I
saying,
forgot about. Oh,
Merg saying, do we have any shared farms within the area Wingspan farm yet? You mean, is anybody doing co-op? If not, I could start that up. We could do a little bit of Wingspan fam Stardew co-op. Scared saying, yeah, I think it is raspberry. Okay. I'll try. I won't be able to read out every single message. I'll try and highlight the. Well, it's a competition now to get my attention on your comments, right?
don't tell them that. Zoe's gonna become unhinged, and if Jay shows up, we're done for. So
Yeah, that is true. Zoe will go nuts. I feel like Zoe's already like powered up by the fact that this is a US primetime stream instead of making you guys conform to Europe prime times. Sorry, you were going to say something beforehand. You go.
oh, I was just gonna say I forgot that the Atoma has the glitch where like your food disappears between your turns,
Yeah.
and I was like, wait, where did all my food go?
Where'd my food go?
Yeah.
Zoe zipping up emoji. Fair.
Oh, you don't need to.
But yeah, all right. We sort of started the game a little bit. We're sort of up and running. Oh, Meg, I don't want to ignore you. Meg's saying, lol, you can ignore me. I'm just happy to be here. Aw, Meg.
No.
Pick a stream
Also, by
date,
the way,
Meg.
Merc,
Yeah.
I love your new icon. It's a shark. Is a Megalodon a type of shark, by the way? I like don't know. But it's a shark eating a baseball, which is really funny.
That's excellent. I love it. Um, yeah, Meg, pick a stream date, buddy, and we'll do it. We'll do the thing. So now we've sort of got the game up and running. Welcome again to Hen officially in terms of the conversation about things we want to talk about that aren't Wingspan. So we did a
We
little
haven't
bit of
had
touching on
agenda.
it. Yeah, we did a bit of vamping while I was trying to madly tech support the chat issue. But to touch on it again, I guess hands up who did their stream homework, which was, did we get a number on that, an indication? Zoe said.
Oh yeah, I can't believe Zoe actually listened to both of them. I gotta be honest, if it was somebody else's stream, I would not have done the
You
homework.
wouldn't have
So
done the homework.
no
That's okay.
judgment
There was
here.
no pressure. It was more like an extra credit type of thing. So it's fine. But we're going to start talking about these two playlists. And if you're interested, you can go, and you haven't listened to them already, you can go and visit and have a look at what we're going to be talking about. Scared thought she could come without doing the homework first. Okay.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Wow.
When did you have time? It's MLW opening day.
That is
Like,
true.
come
That
on.
is true. I'll give you a pass on that.
The only
Creaser.
reason that I was able to listen to your playlist is because I was in the car with my mom for like 2 hours yesterday, and I was like, "We're listening to this,"
Okay.
and
Okay.
she was like, "Okay."
Well, that explains why you had your mum listen to it. I thought that was a little bit strange when you said that earlier.
He thought I was just like, "Hey, let's listen to this. Let's just sit down and like." No, it was in a car. It makes a little more sense that
Fair,
way.
fair. No worries. Hello, Noel. Unfortunately, the chat on screen isn't working,
No.
but I'll do my best to make up for that by reading out comments. Noel is saying, "Hey, with about 10 Ys.
I
Hey. Um, so, yeah, talking about our playlists, I guess. Starting off, how would you? I mean, it's sort of an audio biographical playlist, is what you've sort of called it. But how would you
yeah.
describe your taste in music, kind of in broad strokes? I suppose including or maybe even outside of the playlist that you put together to talk about.
Yeah. Well, I guess in general, I think I'm like a pop girly. I
Mm.
mean, you can't go wrong with a pop girl. But putting the playlist together, I was like, oh, like, yeah, I do like a lot of country, but it's not like what you would hear on country radio for the most part. It's kind of like old school country a lot. I don't know. I don't think you're hearing Marty Robbins on like mainstream country these days. But like that man can sing. That song holds up.
Oh yeah, yeah. I was listening to it. I was that
Yeah.
was one that was a little bit of a question mark because my playlists start with a few that are heavily influenced by my parents. So I wondered whether that might have been the case with
Yeah.
the first couple there of yours as well. Um,
Like we used to just like road trip all the time, like to like random historical sites. Like my dad is like obsessed with historical sites. And so my whole childhood is just like thinking like back to the middle of nowhere where like you don't have radio except for AM and like I'm sorry, we're not gonna listen to Rush Limbaugh. No offense if anybody likes them, but I mean, come on. And so he just had like these like five tapes that we would just it was like Dolly Parton, Marty Robbins, Belinda Carlisle, and I can't remember the other three, but like we would just listen to those over and over again. So like my whole childhood is just like Marty Robbins in the car.
that's cute. Yeah, I got that sort of a
Yeah.
vibe from that, listening to that at the start of the playlist. I was like, that's got to be a childhood one. Um,
Yeah.
for those playing along at home, it's Marty Robbins' El Paso, which is 1959 release date. I've got all the release dates of all these songs. I did my homework on that.
Oh wow. That's
Yeah, yeah.
even deep.
So cassette tapes, yeah, tick on that
Yeah.
for the childhood in the car for sure. I suppose.
You can date me by that, I guess.
Well, you're only a few years older than me, but I think, not in a bad way, but I think that sort of shows when you get sort of into the 90s stuff, in particular, we'll get into a bit later. I think your slight edge on maturity, to me, does show a little bit in the kind of midsection of the playlist.
Uh,
um,
yeah, and actually one of the other songs was my first tape purchase, so
ah,
like really
interesting,
really
interesting.
old.
We'll get that. I think I've got a guess on which one that was.
Yeah,
Okay, scared of saying. So Hen grew up in the 50s. No,
I
her
grew up in the 50s.
parents.
You're
It was
right.
her parents' cassette tape. Cassette.
Cassette. I like that. Are
Zoe.
Jelly Roll and Teddy Swims New Country? I don't know. They're kind of I guess Jelly Roll is country, huh?
Mm. But yeah,
I don't
Zoe
know. They
saying
kind of
she loves the way I say cassette, so I'll say that a few more
it's
times.
cute.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Peach is here.
Yes.
Peachy.
Peachy peachy.
Yeah, I agree with you, Peach. I think Teddy is more soul. You're right.
Mm.
Oh my
Um,
God, it's my turn again.
it
You've
is, but
got to
that's
tell me.
okay.
I'm so sorry.
No, that's okay. But yeah, I got that impression that you're a real pop girly at heart. Listening through your playlist and sort of what I knew about you already and what you like. I would say that I used to be much more of a pop person, but I'm not so much anymore.
Not so
Um,
much.
no, I'm
I
really
feel
more
like you
into
listen to a lot of like kind of emo-y kind of movie. Like
yeah.
not
I'd say where I'm
like
at
a little more
now,
raw.
my main kind of favorite genre is kind of indie alt rock. I'd say. Um,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, it's kind of where I'm at. Let's just tuck these. It's fine. What do I want?
Also, by the way, don't judge my play style right now, guys, because I cannot talk and play at the same time, or at least not very well. Like, So there's like no strategy going on. I must tell you to just ignore my play style during the game.
You're fine. And no free eggs for us because we've completely ignored the end of round goal and Automa's beaten us. But that's okay.
Oh no. Well, I'm
Nice.
glad you ignored it too.
Indie alt rock and pop are neck and neck for me, says Noel. Okay, so you might enjoy both playlists or parts of both playlists. I'm not sure if you got a chance to look at them yet. Meg says we're just here to judge Hen, so we will be judged apparently.
It's good.
So I
Look,
suppose my counter to your Marty Robbins El Paso would be, I suppose, I mean, we've established your parents are a bit older than mine, I think, as well. So my parents,
yeah, my parents were born in the 50s.
yeah, so my parents are like mid 60s, like 65, 66. So they were youngins. They had me in their early 20s. I'm an 88 baby, I might as well say. So you don't have to say your birthday, but a little bit older than me it is, so that's fine. But yeah, my counter to your cassette tapes in the car would be the 70s and 80s mix CDs that my parents had that I used to load up in their like 5 disc CD player that like shuffled and like did the real clunky like
Oh my God,
shuffling the discs.
incredible.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. So I would just be hanging out in the
That's like
living
such
room.
like a that's like a vibe. That's
Mm.
like a
So
you know what I mean?
that's where the Blondie Heart of Glass comes from at the start of my
Okay,
playlist.
I
Yeah.
love that song. I love Blondie, so when that came on, I was like, yes, this
Yes.
is this is my
This
jam.
is the good stuff.
Almost as good as closing time.
Yeah. So adore that song. Adore a bit of like 70s, 80s pop. Those real like iconic ones. What else was on those mix CDs? Things like The Monster Mash and Devil's Gate
Oh my
Drive by
God.
Susie Quattro and Dancing on a Saturday
Devil,
Night.
sorry,
I don't know.
Devil's Gate
You know, down in
Drive?
the Devil's Gate Drive. Come
I
alive,
don't know
yeah.
that one.
Come alive, yeah. Down in the Devil's
Is that
Gate
like an
Drive.
Australian
Yeah,
kind of
yeah, yeah.
thing?
Surely someone in the chat will
Okay.
know that one. And the one that's like, helter skelter, baby, I can help it. Dance, dance, dance the night away. It's the dancing on the
Oh my
yeah.
God.
So these real like poppy songs that I was
Yeah.
just like really obsessed with and just would play them over and over. And a lot of what was mixed into those mix CDs would be things that my parents were specifically into. Like my mum was really into Boney and still is into Boney M, so that's where the Rasputin comes from. And on Christmas, Mum's always fighting to get the Boney M on the Christmas Christmas music, and everyone else in the family is always a bit like, no, no, can we not? Because it's really
You
quite
know what's funny about that
daggy.
song is that I've definitely heard that song before, but I didn't realize it was like the title of the was Rasputin because they say Rasputin. So
Rasputin.
like I just didn't know what the hell they were singing about this whole time. But
Yeah.
like who says that?
I
Rasputin?
wonder what
I
Alex
love
thinks of
it. I
that
mean,
one.
I'm gonna say it that way now, but
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, there were a few choices, Boney M, like Rivers of Babylon or like Daddy Cool, or there was so many Boney M songs I could have put on there, but I went with Rasputin because it's had a bit of a resurgence recently. It's been remixed in some modern song, and so I hear it a lot at the moment. And do I want to take more food before I do that? Sorry, just playing this game through. Yeah, let's take some food. And so I picked that one
I think
because
you,
it's a banger as well. It still is.
wait, which sorry, I got
No,
distracted
no,
by the
that's okay. I
game.
was just
Which one
saying
did
I
you?
could have picked a few different Boney M songs for the playlist, but I went with
Oh, okay.
Rasputin.
No, I love that because when it came on, I was like, I was just shocked that that's what it was. But I am gonna save that to my playlist now. Like
Nice.
I've got like a huge playlist that just has every song I've ever liked on it, and that's going on it. So,
Nice, nice. Peach is saying my dad would check out CDs from the library and burn them to our desktop computer, music player, and then make
oh my
mixes. Lol.
God.
That seems like a very Gen
I
X,
definitely
elder
did that.
millennial thing to do.
Yeah.
Peachy. So I think showing your age there a little bit.
Actually, that like just unlocked like a core memory of like the summer that I spent like just discovering library music, and one of them was like Ben Folds and
Mm,
like Ben Folds 5 and stuff. So I just like got like their whole collection from the library and burned it on
nice.
my computer.
Oh, very cool. Yeah, little pirates we were, for sure.
For sure.
For sure. So yeah, did you want to pick? Well, actually, I might pick one from your playlist that I'm going to make you talk about, and then you can pick one from my playlist that you want me to talk about.
Okay,
We
that
could
sounds
do it
great.
that way.
Yeah, for sure.
So
That sounds fun.
I'm desperate actually to talk about Billy Joel, so I'm going to go for the one on your playlist.
Yeah.
Scenes from an Italian Restaurant, which is 1977.
Yeah.
So please tell me why that one's on your playlist.
Okay, so my first concert, Billy Joel, which like is so epic.
I'm so
And
jealous.
I didn't really understand because I was like, I don't know, 8 or 10, like pretty small. And my dad was just like, oh, by the way, you're gonna come to this Billy Joel concert with us. And I was like, okay. But like my mind was like blown at the concert, and I was like obsessed with Billy. I was like that little kid obsessed with Billy Joel for a while.
Nice.
Like, and then like looking back as an adult, I was like, yeah, that was a pretty dope like first concert.
Nice. Do you know if it was a particular album that was covered in that concert or
Yeah.
yeah?
It was the River of Dreams tour, Salt Lake City.
Yeah, yeah.
We didn't live in Salt Lake City, so we traveled like an hour and a half to it. So
Mhm.
it was it was a whole event. It was really fun.
That is so
There's
cool.
this I don't know how familiar you are with Billy Joel's catalog, but he's got one about like the Vietnam War.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
And like in his show, like it literally sounds like a helicopter is like landing. Like you feel like a chopper's above you, which is very
Wow.
cool for young me. Yeah.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah.
I'm so jealous. So that one, okay, I would consider myself to be a fairly big Billy Joel fan, but that particular song that you picked isn't one that I was familiar with, which sort of weirded me out for a
What? Oh
second.
no.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know this
Yeah.
song, but I like Billy Joel, and I worked out that my parents are Billy Joel fans, which is the reason that I like Billy Joel. So again, that kind of
Uh-huh.
listened to it as a kid, and then I suppose in Billy Joel's case, I kind of rediscovered it as an adult.
Sure.
Um,
That makes
so there's
sense.
a bit more of a kind of owning of that one than things like, Blondie and whatever. But my parents and what I gravitated towards was more of his 70s and 80s, 80s, like mid to late 80s stuff. So The Bridge, Stormfront, and River of Dreams. So
Yeah.
Stormfront was 1989 and The Bridge was 1986. So I have my own like Billy Joel faves playlist on my YouTube Music, and I looked through it and I was like, there's no like early stuff except for a couple of those big hits like Piano Man and
Uptown Girl. Okay.
yeah, and what's the other one I
Yeah.
had on there? Only the Good Die Young. So apart from a
Oh, yeah,
couple,
classic.
I really am not that familiar with his early discography. So yeah, that one I had a good listen to it, and I was like, yeah, this is like peak like storytelling Billy Joel. You can sort of tell
Yeah.
that he maybe toned that into, not necessarily toned it down, but toned it into something a bit more commercial. Maybe
Mm-hmm.
later
I
on,
agree.
yeah, in the 80s.
I will
So
say I did cheat a little bit by picking that because I wasn't obsessed with that song when I was little. I was way more obsessed with
that's
the
okay.
River of Dreams CD.
Yeah, yeah.
But I think it is my favorite Billy Joel song because it's so weird and so epic.
Mm.
Like it takes you on a real journey.
Oh, for sure.
Also, another story that I just remembered. So like I kind of like got back into Billy Joel in college, and I remember going to the media store to buy like his discography, And the guy who was checking me out was like, well, that's all your Billy Joel needs, because it was like, I don't know, 6 or 7 CDs.
Yeah.
I like have never felt more judged in my entire life, but I was like, whatever, Billy Joel's awesome.
That's awesome. Just a quick update on the chat. Zoe was saying epic on the shuffler from me describing my parents' old CD player. And we had Zoe saying Billy Joel's an awesome first concert, which I completely agree with. And Piano
Yeah.
Man, a big hit for out of hand frat parties, wrapping up, says Zoe. So, yeah, that's fair.
Oh, yeah, I bet.
On Billy Joel, one of my favorite like text post memes is somebody on say Tumblr describing that their theory of Piano Man is that Billy Joel was actually in a gay bar and he like completely was not picking up all the clues around him that he was in a gay. Yeah, I'll have to find the meme and post it. But it says that that line near the end where everyone's like, "Man, what are you doing here?" really hits hard, and to kind of cements that theory towards the end of the song. But
That's really funny.
yeah,
Oh my
really,
God.
really big on Billy Joel.
What did I just pull?
What
I
did
just
you?
pulled Stellar's J.
Oh no.
Reboot Weedy Boy.
At least it's
Getting
not
tucked,
Clark's
baby.
Nutcracker because I think I offended Flan earlier. I did a vomit react. Did you see that?
I did see that. I did not join in because I was like, he already knows what I think of that
You're a
card,
little bit
so
too scared. Yeah, fair. I mean, it
yeah,
was like
yeah.
4 a.m. and I was like, I've got no fucks to give right now. You're getting a vomit react to
To
Clark's
be
Nutcracker.
fair, Clark's Nutcracker did make sense on that board. I understand that Clark's Nutcracker can be a good bird sometimes, but it is also a bird that I don't want my mom to play, and I've taken out all the cards I don't want my mom to play. So,
Fair. Totally
because
fair.
she doesn't understand when it's appropriate to play Clark's Nutcracker. She
Mm,
also doesn't understand when it's appropriate to play European roller, which is basically never.
never. Yeah,
So
pretty much.
that's the criteria
Mm-hmm.
for everything I'm picking up.
Um,
Oh my God, it's my turn again.
no, you're fine. So that kind of covers my Billy Joel entry on my playlist as well, by the way. So I picked I Go to Extremes, which is one of my favorites
Yeah.
that I suppose isn't one of his like mega hits that I really like. I just find that, I don't know, something about those lyrics, that one I really like because I can go really like hot and
Wait, did
cold.
you add that later? Because I made myself like a Spotify playlist off of
I
yours,
might
and
have,
I'm
yeah,
just
I
doing
fiddled with
it.
it a little bit. Yeah.
Okay.
I
Okay.
removed.
I don't know the new ones then.
No,
I'm
that's
sorry.
okay. I didn't mess with it too much. I did remove Bye Bye
Okay.
Bye by InSync because I decided that I didn't need both that and the Spice Girls. So that's kind of what happened
Yeah,
there.
that's fair. That's,
So I think we're covered on Billy Joel. He is an absolute artist, in my opinion, and I really like
oh, for
singing "We
sure.
Didn't Start the Fire" when I'm drunk because I know all the lyrics, and it's an absolute like fun time. So
That song is a real trip. Like, what is, I don't know. I mean, it does feel like you have to be like high or drunk to really appreciate that to its maximum, right?
no, no, no,
Like,
not at all. And if you understand all of the references in that, then you know a lot about 21st century, 20th century history, for sure.
yeah. Okay, I want to ask you about one of yours. Let me see which one I want to ask
Yeah, yeah,
about. Okay, well, first a comment. I'm obsessed with Psycho Killer. That's like a real banger in my catalog.
yeah, yeah.
But the song that I liked the best that I had never heard of was Hoops by the Rubens. So,
Yes. Okay. So I heard that song for the first time. I was driving around Brisbane, where I lived for 3 years, and I heard that on the radio, and I just like sometimes I hear a new song and I go, oh, that's alright, and I have to listen to it 2 or 3 times before it really like sinks in and I like it. This one, like instantly, I was like, yep, this song is like my new favorite song. And I've never ever gotten sick of this song. I could listen to it, I swear, on repeat all day long, and I wouldn't get sick of it. I just adore it so much.
yeah, it has a good vibe.
Yeah, it does. It was so our public broadcaster, the ABC, um, has a like youth radio station called Triple J, and Triple J does a hottest 100 like top 100 songs, and they usually go for like indie stuff. Like they don't really go for really mainstream stuff that they play on commercial radio. They really focus on indie stuff. So that song was the hottest 100 number one for 2015. So yeah,
Oh,
everybody
wow.
loved it, and they're an Australian band, so I'm not surprised you hadn't heard of them. But it was a really big song in
Yeah.
Australia, for sure, in 2015.
I I almost put another song on that's I think it's by an Australian band called like Avalanches. Do you know them?
Oh, I've heard of them. I'm not super familiar with their stuff though. I probably might have heard some of their big
Their
hits,
songs are
probably
like
on Triple J.
all samples. Like
Hmm.
it's only I think, but they're
Okay,
fun. I just like it didn't flow in my playlist, so I just cut it out. But
fair enough.
oh my God, it's my turn again. No, it's not. Okay.
But yeah, Hoops by the Rubens. Yeah, I love to sing that one. And like I said, I never got sick of it. So it's always on any sort of playlist. I usually pop that one on it. To be honest, it's a good time.
It does feel like a chameleon song that can like blend in a lot of places.
Hmm.
And like you can listen to it in a lot of different like situations because like some of music I can't listen to when I'm concentrating or whatever, you know.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. No, it's a good one.
Okay, the chat. 3 week boy hate is half of Hen's personality. You know what? It's maybe like 20%, 20%.
Peachy, Peachy. We don't want insight here. That's
Oh
excellent though.
God.
Um, what was I going to say? I'm going to take a stab on your playlist at the one that you bought as your first cassette tape. Um,
Yeah.
and there's me saying cassette again for those following along in the
I,
chat who like me saying that. Waterfalls. Would that be the one? No.
no. No, no, no,
Okay.
no.
First cassette.
That's later.
That's later.
Yeah. Because that was a CD. It was not a first CD, but like it was definitely a CD when I bought it.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
We gotta
I
go to
saw you maybe
elementary
buying a
school.
cassette in 1994, but maybe. Ooh, what would be my second choice then? Looking at them. Hmm. Would it then be? Oh, I would say Ace of Base or Stevie Nicks.
Definitely Ace of Base.
Ace of Base, yeah,
Um,
okay.
that was like my introduction to Swedish pop. And like, can you ask? Well, I mean, I guess aside from ABBA, like obviously ABBA, but
Yeah.
like those were first Swedish pop that I was like, oh my God, I cannot get enough of this. I'm gonna listen to this forever. And when I bought it, my uncle was like, hey, can I listen to that? And I was like so nervous because I didn't know if there was like naughty stuff on it. But after he listened to it, he was like, yeah, this is a good tape. And I was like, oh my God, I've got the stamp of approval from my cool uncle.
That's cool. Validation. Very fun.
Yeah.
So I couldn't have. I knew the song, like I absolutely know the song, but I couldn't have told you who it was by.
Yeah.
Yeah, not familiar with the band at all, but definitely that kind of Europop kind of sound. It kind of reminds me of uh, "Ain't Nothing Gonna Break My Stride." Do you know that song? Ain't nothing
Yes,
gonna
I love
hold
that song.
me down. Oh no. So
That's also a song I could listen to for forever.
yeah,
That's like yeah,
that's
never
a
get
good
sick of
one.
that.
And yeah, Boney
Yeah.
M obviously got some kind of abberish kind of vibes in the things that they do, and yeah, definitely kind of that Europop kind of a thing. So for sure, I had a bit of that.
Oh, scared asked which song I chose. I chose The Sign. A little basic. I did think about choosing the one about my baby, getting my baby back or something. I can't remember.
Mm.
No, that's like baby back. Right? Hold
I saw a sign. Open up my eyes. I saw a sign.
on. Yeah, so good.
Good one for sure. Um, yeah,
Oh, all that she
1993
wants.
for that one. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, scared. You're so on top of it. Big Ace of Base fans in the chat.
Kitty saying, I love Break Stride song. Okay, okay, cool.
Oh, is that what it's called? The
Oh,
one that you were
all
singing?
that she wants is another baby. Oh, I didn't know that was also the
Yeah.
same band. Okay, that makes
Yeah.
sense, actually. This is kind of
Oh,
like
so
peak, like roller disco kind of music for me when I was in primary school. So probably the same with another one on your playlist, Candy State and Young Hearts Run Free, except that
oh my
I'm gonna start upsetting you now because a couple of these songs I was only ever familiar with. Yeah, I'll explain, but I only really knew the cover from Baz Luhrmann's Romeo and Juliet soundtrack. So that might
Wait,
upset you,
was
but
that a cover?
yeah,
That wasn't Candy on it?
Kim Mazel
Oh.
'96. That was a cover on Romeo and Juliet. So it's a little bit
Okay, because this is
more.
actually it's funny that you say that because this is I know this song because of the Romeo and Juliet soundtrack.
Ah,
That's like
okay.
how I was introduced to it.
Mm,
That was like a big CD for me in my youth because it was
yeah.
a good like soundtrack.
Okay.
That and the Clueless soundtrack.
But you definitely like picked intentionally the Candy Staten one, or you maybe just picked it not realizing you picked the original, not the cover.
Well, the soundtrack isn't on streaming for some reason, and
Mm,
so when I don't know, like a few years ago, I went back to like see what was on that, and I just like fell in love with that song again,
right.
and
Okay.
I fell in love with the Candy version. So,
Nice.
I mean, that's why I picked it, but
Totally
I'll have to
fair.
go back and listen to the other one.
Yeah, so the other ones, it's very similar, but it's got much more of like a streamlined kind of mainstream poppy sound rather than the Candy one is more kind of got that soul, kind of almost Motown kind of vibe to it. So
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I enjoyed it. I wasn't really familiar with the original at all. Like, I didn't even know that the '96 version was a cover. So, and I do that with a lot of
I
songs,
love when you
unfortunately.
find out you like fall in love with a song and then you find out it's a cover, and you're like, whoa.
Yeah. Um, yeah, we're gonna talk about Fleetwood Mac and Stevie Nicks, and you're gonna be upset with me, I think,
Oh no.
because
Controversial. It
yeah,
might not just be me upset with you.
probably it's fine. Um, so yeah, all right. Ace of Base, the sign. Tick that one off. We've talked about it.
Okay. I gotta like this is kind of like a weird part of the game. So like
Yeah, yeah. No, you're fine. We should
I'm
probably
having trouble like
talk about what we
pulling
are
anything
doing. To be
good.
honest, what are you doing? Oh, you got the Fairy
I
Penguin
mean,
out.
what am I doing for
Oh, you
sure?
played Eleonora for Scared. Okay,
Yeah, it's definitely for scared and
for
not because I
Scared.
had no good wetland cards.
Nice, nice. All right, I'll catch
I
up with
like
that.
Eleanor though. I'm not an Eleanor hater. I
Mm,
just think, you can't rely on her all the time.
sure. I mean, 6 points for two food is never bad. So even if she does nothing,
Exactly. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Even if you just get like one egg, you're like, oh, I guess I got one egg off of a
Mm.
six
Just
point
catching up
bird.
with the chat. Zobi's, well, Scared saying I haven't thought of Ace of Base in so long, but it stays in there somehow. Yeah,
Totally.
I mean, I just sang a couple of the songs, not knowing even that Ace of Base sang both of them and were an actual like band that was popular and not just a couple of one-hit wonders. So yeah, it sticks in there for sure. Um, Zobi agreeing with
Oh,
me
and
that
Eleanor just gave me a egg with a one dice roll.
oh
I just
nice,
gotta say that.
my ibis hit on one die earlier. So
Nice.
yeah, 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 I was pretty happy with that. So Zobi's agreeing with me that the sign reminds him of skate parties at junior high at the roller skating rink. So yeah, it has a real like roller
Totally.
disco kind of a vibe, that sort of music for me, for sure. Zobi says, I've never seen the sign video until now, which reminds me of She Drives Me Crazy by Fine Young Cannibals and King of Wishing Thinking by Go West. I don't think I know
I
those
don't
two. I'll have
know.
to look it up. Let me write that
No.
down.
Yeah.
I will do my own homework after the stream, huh? I've got multiple notebooks here, by the way. Um,
Multiple notebooks
for the
for
stream,
what?
yeah, because I was doing like Jane Austen stuff on one notebook and then playlist stuff on another one.
Oh my
Um,
God.
she
I love it.
drives me crazy. I feel like I know that song from the title, but I would have to listen to it. She drives me crazy by Fine Young
Is that the
Cannibals.
one that's like, no, hold on. Never mind. I'm thinking of something different.
Go back up. What was that second one? King of Wishing Thinking by Go West. Okay. Um,
Okay, here's what, Jenna, you need to tell me about you're like kind of obsessed with Muse, aren't you?
yeah, yeah, I am. They're one of my favorite bands, for sure. So yeah, I do
So
have to do have to tell
how
you
did
about
you
Muse.
narrow it down? Like,
So that one that I picked, yeah, there are a lot of new songs that I really like. And sorry, before I go into that, Jay is here. Hello, Jay. You have missed a good chunk of it, but that's okay. It's good that you're here and not relying on the VOD because we have no live chat on the screen. We had a tech issue, so we're like reading from the chat to try and show everybody what was on there. Scared saying you get surprise eggs sometimes from Eleonora, which is true. Jay just dropped in to say hello.
which literally just happened.
What was I saying? Muse. Okay, so I picked Neutron Star Collision, which part of the title is in brackets "Love Is Forever." That's actually to be a little bit cute. That's Ben, my husband, and I's like song, our like couple song.
Oh,
Yeah, so I couldn't really go past that one when I was trying to choose
no,
a
you
Muse
gotta put
song.
that in there.
Yeah, so Ben and I have seen Muse twice live, and they're incredible. My friends, a couple of my friends liked Muse in high school, and I remember I was sitting next to my friend Tessa in French class in like year 10 and 11, so I was like 15, 16, and she was obsessed with Matt Bellamy, the lead singer, and I was like, didn't really know what she was on about, and I was like, yeah, yeah, that's cool. Happy for you that you like this guy who's the lead singer of this band that I haven't listened to any of their stuff. But she obviously didn't push it, so I didn't listen to any of their stuff. But in high school, I was like really into like the jazzy like I'm a trumpet player, so I was like going hard into that in high school. And so I was listening to like Michael Bublé and like random jazz and just a lot of really random stuff and not anything remotely edgy. I was listening to like the Cause and stuff like that in high school. And so I didn't discover Muse until, and it's really embarrassing, until my early 20s when I was listening to the Twilight soundtrack and I listened to Supermassive Black Hole and like didn't like almost anything on the Twilight soundtrack except for that song.
Did you
And
see
then
Peach's comment?
finally, yeah, Muse just makes me think of Twilight. Yeah. So embarrassing. But that got me into Muse, and I was like instantly like, "This is great! Like, why haven't I listened to this before?" And I had to go, "Oh, my friends were so right because they liked this in high school, and I never jumped on that." Yeah, Peach called it. Um, and yeah, ever since then, I've really liked Muse. I'm not sure if Ben was into them. If he was, it wasn't very much until we started dating, and then I got him much more into Muse. And yeah, just really, really like their stuff. Yeah, basically, and that's the song that I picked for them. So, yeah, cute. And I have an
With Muse?
anecdote. Sorry, you go.
No, no, you go first.
I was going to say there's a cute story because Ben was at a party one night and I wasn't there because you know I'm a homebody and I don't like going out. But Ben was at a party with some friends and I get this random SMS from him that says, oh, what's our song? Do we have like a romantic like couple song?" And I said, "Oh, Neutron Star Collision." And he's just like, "Yes, thank you," because he'd been having an argument with his friends at the party that his friends were saying that nobody like does that anymore. That's just like a cheesy thing that people do like in the movies. They have a song. And he's like, no, Jenna and I have a song. Like, I'll text her and I'll ask her and it'll be this. And like, I backed him up on that. And so I like, yeah, that was cute because I was like, yeah, boy, we've got a song.
Yeah, I feel like people like every couple I know has a song. I don't know, maybe that's the chat.
We have to ask the
if you
chat.
have a song.
Do you have a
Yeah.
song? They're talking about baseball.
Me and my cat Stella have a song, but it's kind of a weird one. So I didn't put it on the playlist, although
Okay.
I thought about it.
You gonna tell me?
Yeah, it's Stella by Ida Maria.
Oh,
But like,
I don't think I know
don't
that
read the
one.
lyrics.
Okay.
Otherwise you're gonna be like very confused.
Okay, it's fine. I mean, Stella
Yeah.
for your cat Stella makes a lot of sense, so it's
Yeah.
fine.
It's just the chorus is like really fun to sing to him because it's like, Stella, I wanna give you the world. And like, so it's just very dramatic.
Nice, nice. I will have to look that up for sure. But
It's a
yeah, that
banger.
that is that is the story. Oh, neutron star collision was in Eclipse. Oh, don't tell me that. Don't ruin it. I didn't know that. Ugh.
Wait, what?
Peach is ruining Ben and my song for me because it was also in the Twilight soundtrack, and I didn't actually know that. So
Oh, it's okay. You know what? It's a compliment. It means it's a good song.
sure. Um, let's pull some cards for my Ruffy Ruff. Let's spend one. Oh, no, we're talking about how that song is in the baseball scene in Twilight. We're on topic, I promise, says Merg. Okay, that's fair. What is it? Supermassive Black Hole is the baseball scene in Twilight. I will verify. I have seen
Oh,
that
yeah,
movie.
okay.
Yeah, I did read that book. I wish I could forget that I read that book, but I did read that book.
I mean, I'm not sad I read that book. It was part of the conversation back then. If you didn't read that book, you didn't know what was going on.
You
You
didn't
know
know
what I
how
mean?
terrible it is. Oh dear.
And listen, I was in my 20s when that book series came out. So, like, if I'm not ashamed, you shouldn't be ashamed.
Okay, all right. That makes me feel better.
It's not like I still read it. You know what I mean? Like, clearly, I have a lot of movies that are not bad.
Yeah, for
But
sure. Even Robert Pattinson is embarrassed to have been in that movie, so it's fine. And
I
he, I
know.
assume, took a pretty hefty paycheck for it. Um, all right. Swiftly is saying, where did the red shrike measure against Logie and Shrike Thrush? Asking the important questions.
Well, it is on my strike alignment chart. Have you seen that, Swiftly?
Oh, I don't remember where you put that actually. Redback Shrike. Here he is. Um, I almost never play this because I
Yeah.
don't like the power and I don't play grasslands very often. He is cute, so on the cuteness rating, I'd give him a tick. From the neck up, he looks a lot like Logie. He's 5 points hits on me. Peach is defending Twilight. Okay, we'll ignore that. We'll sidestep that one.
Aw. Wait, the book or the movie?
Both, I presume.
Both. Okay.
Peach
I
is saying I
mean,
would never just talk about
listen.
baseball. All right, fair.
Oh, I feel like you gotta embrace your childhood, even though it's like weird as fuck. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Like, did I grow up Mormon? Yes, I did. Am I still Mormon? No. But it's a part of me, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
Holy
let's
crap!
see.
I've got a lot of
Where
points for the fact that I'm paying very little attention to what's going on.
you always do that. You always do that. You play better like when you're not paying attention. It's weird. It's very weird.
Yeah, I should. You should like distract me during tournament games so that I make better decisions.
Totally. Okay, Redback Strike was lawful evil. That's what the alignment was
Mm,
on it.
okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's kind of like the common kingfisher, but with like not as much egg space and not a star nest. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Like useful in some circumstances. Let's just put it this way. I haven't taken them out of my deck, so
Wow. And we know what you did take out of your deck.
no one tell Flan, please. Um, oh God, what am I doing here? Let's see. Okay, I've got 71 points. Great. That's so cool. Oh, without even trying though, I've gotten 4 points on my food web expert. So like that's
Okay,
actually
okay. Yeah, yeah.
I like
Um,
totally forgot about that when I played the Violet Green Swallow.
well, put it this way, I didn't get any round points because I wasn't paying attention, and I'm on 87 points. So
Oh my God. What the hell?
yeah, I don't even
Good
know.
Lord, girl. That's so
Whooping Crane
funny.
did pull me a 6 point ethologist though, so that probably helped.
Yeah, I would say so.
Swiftly, Twilight doesn't have to ruin Muse for you. You just have to ignore the connection, and it's fine. It's not Muse's fault, except that they took the paycheck for the soundtrack stuff. But it's not Muse's fault that they have a connection with Twilight. Anyway, so you picked Muse on my playlist, so I'm gonna pick. Um, all right, we're gonna talk country now. We're gonna talk. Can we bundle them
I'm
together?
scared.
Can we talk Sin
Yeah,
Wang
we can.
and Same Old You and the Cardinal? Just your like love
Yeah.
of country in general. I suppose Patsy Cline crazy kind of gets in the mix there.
Patsy Cline is related to my mom. Like my mom grew up on a farm and
Mm.
my grandparents loved old school country. So we're talking like Patsy, we're talking Johnny Cash, although my grandpa hated him and called him Johnny Trash, which is like so to me.
Right. Okay.
So Patsy is like very nostalgic for me and my mom.
Mm-hmm.
She's a little different than the other one. I don't know. I kind of like indie country, like bluegrass country.
Mm.
Although I know Casey Musgraves doesn't really fall into that, but she has great, she's got great lyrics. And that song specifically, Cardinal, definitely recommend it for all you birder people out there. But it's really sweet because it's about like she lost somebody and like cardinals are meant to like convey that the person you lost is like watching you. I'm gonna cry.
Aw.
Um,
Oh,
yeah,
honey. I want to give you a
I
hug.
know, I know, but it's like a really sweet song,
Yeah, it is.
and
I
it came
liked it.
out.
Mm.
Yeah, it came out about the same time that I lost my Aunt Robin,
Oh,
so it
okay.
just like is connected,
Yeah.
you know.
Mm-hmm.
What's the other one? Same old
Same
you?
old you. Yeah, I definitely preferred Cardinal to that one. In terms of the two kind of more modern country songs that you had. Um,
Yeah. Well, that one is a little tricky because it's actually not. I'm not a Miranda Lambert fan. I'm a Brandy Carlisle song fan, and she wrote that.
okay.
Um, and Brandy Carlisle is the person I've seen in concert the most,
Mm-hmm.
um, like of anybody ever. And she wrote that song and she performed it for like she did one of the free performances at the Minnesota State Fair. And we had already become kind of obsessed with her. So we like camped out, got very good seats. And she was like debuting this song that she wrote and she was like so proud of it. And we became obsessed with it. But then somehow Miranda got it. And I just am so upset that I've never been able to find like a version of Brandy Carlisle singing it because it is better when she sings it.
Right. Okay.
But I still like that song, even if Miranda's singing it. It's okay. But
Fair enough. Oh, that's interesting
yeah,
that you yeah, you got given to another artist. That's interesting. That happens with like Ed Sheeran and Taylor Swift. Not maybe not Taylor Swift, but Ed Sheeran farms his songs out a bit. I think. Um,
yeah, I agree. Peach Lives with Casey Musgraves is a good bit of folk. Yeah, she's kind of like folk, I would say.
mm. Did you get a chance to look into Casey Chambers, by the way, or not? Not the time.
I did. I actually made my mom listen to that too. I liked the stuff that was way more like bluegrassy.
Mm. Okay.
I don't know what it was called,
But yeah,
but
Australia does country quite well. No, I'm not an expert, but I think we have a few country artists that have done well internationally, just from my knowledge. Should we just
guys,
chuck
what
down
is my
Bloods? I
ending?
feel like we probably do.
Do I just lay eggs the rest of the game? That is the question.
That is the question.
Maybe.
It's kind of a late Violet Green Swallow, but I suppose it hit food web. Oh no, you said you
It
already
hit
had
me
4.
up.
Yeah, you had 4
It also
already.
hit Nestbox as
Mm,
well. And I needed to have like something to boost up my egg production for the round of like round three and also be able to cycle cards because I've had really bad card draw problems.
sure.
So
Fair enough. I would have loved that Oriole actually. I was hoping you would leave it and I could cycle with the rough. I should have just drawn it. I'm a bit of an idiot there. I shouldn't have left it. I didn't think you'd draw cards the last turn in that round.
I didn't. I picked it up with the VGS.
Makes sense. Makes sense. Cool,
Yeah,
cool.
I feel like a lot of people like Casey that don't like country. That's what Peach says.
Okay.
I think that's really very true.
Oh, thanks for the berry. That comes in very handy.
What do we think the okay, Scared says, what do you guys think is the best movie or show soundtrack? That is such a good question and like very difficult. What is your answer, Scared?
Um, Maybe I'll show soundtrack. Hmm. Oh, I would have to think about that.
I mean, for sure, Romeo and Juliet's like on the list. That is a really good soundtrack.
I mean, if I was going to go really obvious, I would say one of the more modern kind of bangers of a soundtrack would be like Guardians of the Galaxy. Um,
I don't think I've heard that one.
oh, really? Yeah, it's got a lot of good
No.
stuff, actually. I feel like it might have The Chain by Fleetwood on there, maybe?
Okay. I mean, that is a great song. So
Yeah.
kudos to them.
Um, what did I like? Oh, there's an animated film, the Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Really like that soundtrack actually, and that is an incredible animated film. Um, and I suppose that kind of shows how kind of broad my taste can be sometimes because, and it goes back to you mentioned Talking Heads Psycho Killer on my playlist. I had quite a kind of restricted taste in music as a teenager. And then in my early 20s, or maybe my very late teens actually, when I was at uni, I took a music history course and that had like a syllabus, like a CD, a mix CD that was like the syllabus for the course, that these were the songs. It was about 20 songs and it was sort of like
That sounds like a cool
music history
class.
in a CD essentially. And so it started with like roll over Beethoven, and there were things in the middle like The Clash and Grandmaster Flash, The Message, and the Ramones, and things like some really iconic but of different genres, kind of showing different stages of how music developed and sort of forked out into different branches in the 20th century. And that music course really broadened my taste in music and really exposed me and forced me to listen to different genres. And from that, I've been a lot more open to listening to different stuff. And yeah, I suppose there are some sort of weird things that I get into sometimes that don't really fit in with the other stuff that I listen to. So yeah, the Into the Spider-Verse soundtrack is really good.
I liked that movie, but I don't remember the soundtrack. I'll have to go back and listen to it.
Hmm. All right, it's my turn. I have played my Blythes, and I've got 2 turns left. I don't have
Reality Bites. I also don't know that one.
that much left that's good to do though, which is kind of annoying. Um,
It says Pro soundtrack was a big deal. I don't know what that movie
The
is. That
Kid
makes me
Bro.
think of Schitt's Creek with like
That was
the
like a
mom being in that
goth, like cult classic,
Crow movie.
right? In like the late 80s, I want to say. Could be
I don't
wrong.
know. Maybe I need to watch it. Um, it's okay if you make a list, Scared. We're a big fan of
Yeah,
lists,
we like lists.
clearly. So
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Also, hard agree on Blues Brothers, obviously. Sophie says, I was going to jokingly say this is Spinal Tap, but it's number 17 on the Rolling Stones list. That's
Mm.
really funny. Um, the Clueless soundtrack is pretty good, I will say. That one holds up.
Yeah, I mean, I love Clueless, but I'm not sure I remember the music that well. I need to look into that because Clueless is like arguably, or not even arguably, like it's literally the best modern Jane Austen adaptation.
Oh, for sure. Like by
Hands down, no
far.
competition.
Yeah. I mean, I'm glad we're in agreement. And also, I'm sorry it's my turn and I didn't
No,
notice.
you're fine. Hasn't been for long. So that's a
Okay.
little segue into what we'll talk about later. But
Later, we're almost done with this game.
I don't know, we can play another. We can do things. It's
Oh,
fine.
okay. As
Oh, it's
long as the
only
people are
like
here for the ride,
11
I'm fine
o'clock.
with that. I just don't want the people to get bored of my voice, basically.
No,
So,
no, we're cool.
you know,
We'll just
you gotta keep them wanting
they'll
more.
like peter away when we're done. We could go on for ages.
All right.
Besides, I think we're like
Um,
pretty well done with music. I'm not sure how much else there is. If you wanted to
no, no, no.
interrogate,
There's one more song I want to interrogate you on,
yeah,
which is
yeah,
tub thumping.
okay,
Please
tub
explain.
thumping.
Okay.
Okay, well, I guess that one. It's one of those ones that I just never get away from, right? It's one of those hits that, like, oh, it's just that like when did it release? Was that like 99 or something? Tub thumping.
I think it was like maybe early 2000s, like 99 or
Yeah, I've
2000
got it
maybe.
here. 1997. Okay, okay.
Whoa,
Um,
that's earlier than me.
yeah, actually, like one of my all-time favorite songs. I don't know why. It's just one of those like earwormy ones. Yeah,
Is it because when you get knocked down, you get up again?
and you're never gonna keep me down. Yeah. I don't know. It's a good time. I just like it. It's just like a real like fires me up inside kind of a song. It's a bit of a hype song. And the bit at the end, there's the bit at the end with the quote from the film, and that's actually one of my old favorite films. It's from Brassed Off, which is an old UK film about brass bands, which I'm a trumpet player. You know,
Oh,
it's a really cool film
yeah.
actually. It's got Ewan McGregor in it, and
Okay, well, I'm in because I like him and I've
yeah.
not seen that.
And it's that we thought it mattered, we thought that music mattered, but does it bollocks? Not compared to our people matter. And that's a song from like that's a bit from like the climax of the film when it's like the big tension moment and they're like protesting against Thatcher shutting down the mines and because it's a colliery band. So anyway,
Oh, okay.
yeah,
I
it's
mean,
it's
anybody
cool.
who's protesting against Thatcher, I'm here for, so new appreciation.
But yeah, it's just one of
Um,
those like one hit wonders that's just it packs a real punch and it's just stuck with me.
it does pack a punch. I will say I associate it almost completely with just like drunk people. So that's why I was a little confused because
Yeah, fair.
I was like, huh, okay.
Huh.
But yeah,
What am I gonna do with nectar? Let's have a look. Pretty much nothing. That's annoying. Have you got any nectar? No.
have I gotten it? No, and you know what? I was not even paying any attention, so I didn't even qualify for the basement nectar at
Well,
all.
tell you
So
what. In the spirit of Shrike That, let's play the Redback Shrike.
do it.
High Fidelity. Oh, do I like the soundtrack? I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I sat
I
down and
don't
listened to
remember
the
what's on there,
soundtrack, but I love that
but I'm
film
sure that
so
was
much.
right. Yeah.
Yeah, the film is amazing. Jack Black is very funny in that. Oh, the King Rail, that would have been good.
Yeah, Pulp Fiction, that is a good soundtrack for
Yeah,
sure.
it is actually. Very good, very good. All right, and yeah, there were a few like kind of alt rock kind of ones, sort of displaying, I suppose, what I'm more into now, like Gang of Youths and Ballpark Music, which is an Aussie band, and Sally by Fundamentals was like a real kind of bisexual moment, I guess. It's I don't know,
Oh,
it's
okay.
quite a sexy song. So I like
The
that one.
queer moment on mine is Robin because I mean it's
Yeah,
Robin.
sure.
So,
Mhm.
you know,
Yeah.
Swedish pop plus queer icon.
Mhm.
I don't actually know if she's queer, but she's definitely like an icon of the queer community. So
Mm. Mhm.
I'm like really annoyed that I pulled that hooded warbler on my last turn when I can't even play it because that would have been really beautiful with food web.
Yeah, alright. So we're done with this game that I wasn't paying that much attention to.
Are we? The scores have not come up.
Well, yeah, it's counting, but we're like done. Alright.
Oh.
We've finished taking turns. Sorry for anyone who's actually interested in Wingspan rather than the music discussion.
If you're here for the strats, you're
Yeah,
maybe in the wrong.
there are no
I'm just
strats
kidding.
here. Only vibes.
Only five.
Only
Definitely only
vibes.
five. I'm actually pretty impressed with myself that I broke 100 while chatting because,
Yeah.
like, not my strong suit to chat and play at the same time.
Yeah, I know. I know it stresses you out. So well done. Ooh.
I mean, it doesn't stress me out like
Am
if
I
it's
gonna
just like a
come
normal
back
stream.
actually? Tux.
Are you gonna come back?
Oh, yeah, I am. We're okay.
You're okay.
Yay! Hooray! Alright. Well, we beat Automa. What did you have again? We had. Oh, yeah, nest box from Food Web. Yeah, that Hooded Warbler would have been massive for you. That's fair.
Yeah, that would have been crazy.
I had too many cards and not enough Food Web. Not enough Vidi options. Should have grabbed that Baltimore Oriole. Played that instead of the Butcher
I
Bird,
have
which missed
so many
twice or missed 3 times. I don't know if it was 2 or 3 times I activated that. Butcher Bird did not work this game.
Oh no,
Yeah,
that's an empty butcher bird.
he wasn't my friend. No, but that's
No, no, no,
okay.
she, remember?
Oh, she. Yes,
Butcher
sorry.
bird is she.
Okay,
She's our lesbian icon. She is
that's right.
providing for her family. She
Yeah,
is
yeah.
Butchie,
Butcher Bird.
queen.
Yes. Sorry.
Yeah,
Moving
sorry.
on.
We're like we're losing watchers.
Scott's sort of watching this back. Oh, there it is. There's the discussion.
There's the
Mm,
yeah.
for sure. All right. Well, we
Oh
could do
my
another.
God.
We could do another quick one.
What are you doing?
Maybe we'll
I'm
just
here
do
for it.
a normal one, so we don't have the Automa doing bits.
Oh, right, because it kind of lands on that. Is that
Yeah, it kind of stalls things a little bit. Oops.
okay?
Oh no, I accidentally selected the hen as my icon. Can't do that. It's not acceptable.
Okay, for real
Oh,
though, like if you guys in the chat want to make your own audio biographies, I would definitely listen to them.
yeah,
So
for sure. We could start a thing. Bit of chat
I love
interaction.
going to pretend that like our usernames don't exist.
Alright, I'm going first again. Great hit's quite nice. Got a yellow throat, which I think is a go. That's a little stressful, but I'll try, says Scared. Oh, why is it stressful? It's just a little playlist
Yeah, don't
between
be sad.
friends. Yeah,
Oh shoot, I gotta go out of this game to get to the new game. Hold on.
that's right. Oh, Beans.
Okay, is that beans or is
Yeah,
that
did you hear that? That was Beans.
uh-huh.
You little
Yeah.
whinger.
Well,
Come here. Come here. You little Grinch. Oh, I tried to grab him, but he didn't want to be grabbed. Come here.
aw. He just wants to be loved.
Come here. Come here, your pets. No, he knows I want to grab him. He's suspicious. Come here.
Wait, why is he suspicious?
Because
Is
he
he
doesn't
like
want to be
on
scooped.
medicine?
Yeah.
Oh,
Because I
okay.
want to scoop him and show him off.
Oh, he's like, Mom's got the headphones on. It's that time again.
Yeah, yeah. She wants to show me to the internet, but I don't consent.
Fair enough. Nothing like a cat to teach you about consent.
Yeah, that's true. Come on, come up here. Come on, pets, you gotta come up here. Oh, sneezes. Oh, sneezes. Oh, precious. Okay. Picking my hand. Let's do that. Bonus cards, Omni. Let's go. Alrighty. Another quick game. We're just gonna do a little TV talk, huh?
A little TV
A
talk.
little TV Jane
Okay.
Austen adaptation book ranking kind of a talk, huh? So I did link
Yeah.
your StoryGraph in the stream links. Got that done. So if we're talking about books and you're wondering what sort of stuff Hen likes to read, she's got a StoryGraph. I also have one too that I started literally like a few days ago, but there's not much on it, so there wasn't much point in linking it. So I
That's fine. My
reactivated the
starting one is
undead
trick.
husk of my Goodreads and was disappointed with what I saw. So
Goodreads is like not, I mean, listen, it's barely functional at this point because Amazon is not putting money into that site.
no, no, not at all. Um, what was I going to say? I did notice on your StoryGraph there was a few Terry Pratchett books. Do you like his
Yes.
stuff?
Well, I've just dipped my toe a little bit in the last few years into the
Mm-hmm.
Discworld series.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not like, I think I'm maybe 5 books in, but not in order, obviously. That would be
Sure.
crazy.
Okay.
So,
Well, I saw
yeah.
you went with a Going Postal, and that's a good one. Terry Pratchett is my favorite author, so tread carefully there.
Oh, I didn't know that. No, I love, he's the perfect palate cleanser.
Yeah.
Like, if I read a book and I have a big book hangover and I'm like, I couldn't possibly read anything else, I usually go for one of his because it's a nice cleanser.
Yes, and he's
And I
like
really loved Going Postal.
the king of clever puns, so yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay, this is
Night
like an
Watch is my favorite
insane.
Discworld book. That one's very good, but you probably would need to read the Guards
Oh, okay.
series first, starting with Guards, and then Men at Arms and Feet of Clay, The Fifth Elephant. You
Yeah.
kind of go along in that kind of progression till you got to Night Watch. But they made Night Watch a Penguin classic
No, I
recently.
don't think I've read.
Mm.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm here for all the recommendations for sure. I read one of the Tiffany books.
We Free Men. Yeah, I
I
saw
like
that.
that.
Mm.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
trying to
I liked it as
remember.
well.
I think I read one of the witch books, maybe.
Sure.
Or maybe I started it and then the library yanked it back. That's totally possible.
Monstrous Regiment is a good one as well, and that's more of a standalone one.
Oh, okay. Oh, I read one of the death books, the first one.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
Mort,
That's
I believe. Yeah.
yeah.
All right. What do I want to do? Do I want that great tip? I kind of do. I could let you play it.
What are you gonna let me play? Oh, yeah, you should definitely let me play that, actually. That would be great. Let's do that.
All right. I'll play my Lyrebird on Faith.
That'd be so funny if I was like, just kidding.
It's all good. What else did I see on your story graph? I saw a lot of not in a derogatory way, but I'm going to call them more like chick books, like chick lit. Would that be kind of
Yeah.
yeah?
So actually, I have like a huge spreadsheet of all the books I've ever read, and I break them down by category. And before pandemic times, the percentage was like 20% nonfiction, probably like 20% mystery, like maybe 15% romance, like a decent amount of fantasy sci-fi. But when 2020 hit, my brain just went, absolutely not. You're not reading any more nonfiction. It's like almost all gay romances here on out, which I have brought it back a little bit. I've been able to reintroduce like mystery and like fantasy back
Mm-hmm.
in. So that's a little bit of a relief because like I need like variety in my reading, but I
Sure.
keep trying with the nonfiction and it is not sticking. It
Mm-hmm.
has been a little bit of a struggle to get back into that.
Yeah, I was into nonfiction for a while there, particularly when I was writing my little book, my historical fiction book. I was reading a lot of history reference books, but also like things to do with writing as well, or even like there's this one that I really liked that was a autobiography, kind of biographical account of a guy who worked and helped develop the Oxford English Dictionary, like just that kind of stuff. Like, yeah, I don't know,
Yeah.
a little bit of
That sounds fun.
this, that, and the other, in terms of non-fiction. But in general, I kind of stick to. Well, I'm a big rereader, so again, it was like my
Yeah.
music in my kind of late teens, early 20s. I have trouble kind of breaking out of my comfort zone with books.
Okay. Yeah.
So I have my favorites that I like to reread. So yeah, Terry Pratchett is a big one, and things like The Lord of the Rings I'll read over and over again because I just love it. Um,
Yeah. I wish I was a little more like that, but my brain, like, even with like favorite TV shows or favorite movies, I sometimes have a hard time watching.
mm. Well, it's kind of the Star
Jane
Trek
Austen
effect,
is,
right? Because yeah, when I was a teenager, all I watched over and over was just Star Trek reruns, just nothing but.
oh my God, that's hilarious. I love that. My family is huge into Star Trek, which I think I've told you that before,
Yeah,
but the chat doesn't know. So
yeah, we're
I
big
kind of
fans.
rebelled against it. I was like annoyed when I was younger, but as an adult, I've grown into an appreciation. So
Fair enough. I have some slightly controversial sort of Star Trek opinions, so um,
wait, what's your controversial Star Trek opinion? What's your most controversial Star Trek opinion?
well, probably that I really like Voyager. Whereas,
Oh,
yeah,
no,
we
I
sort of
agree with you
agree.
on that one
Yeah, but
actually.
the fandom does not.
No, I know. I think my most controversial Star Trek opinion is that who's the doctor on Deep Space Nine? What's his name?
Bashir.
Yeah, he's evil and he's a predator.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, you're gonna get hate comments about this now.
Wow. Okay. That is a take.
I
Yeah. I
mean,
mean,
is it
he
wrong
did sexually
though?
harass Jadzia a lot in the first couple of seasons. I have
He's
to give that.
always dating his patients
Well, yeah,
too.
that's true. That
Like,
was pretty problematic. Um,
and like patients who like are clearly not on the same like economic level or like I think he dates someone who like can't even talk. Like it's just
oh yeah,
he's
yeah,
a bad man.
yeah. Uh huh. Uh huh. I know that episode. Hmm. Oh, you're gonna wreck this for me, aren't you? I'm gonna think too hard about it. Look,
I don't
a lot of
recommend
problematic stuff happened on TV in the 90s.
yeah, yeah. But like I hadn't watched DS9 like completely until like a few years ago. And I was just texting my brother the whole time who's like obsessed with DS9,
Mm.
just like, wow, he is a terrible person. Like the whole time.
Oh dear, oh dear. Has the chat frozen or they're just not interested in our Star Trek conversation? It's fine either
I think
way.
we might just love it. It's fine.
I suppose it's getting late
Um,
in on
yeah.
the East Coast.
Happy to talk about other stuff too, but you gotta ask us stuff in the chat if you want us to switch. Because I did tell Jenna that we could probably fill a whole hour with Jane Austen talk, but also I think we might definitely lose viewers. People are gonna be like, no, thank you.
It's fine. We could briefly touch on it, actually. I could tell you my most controversial Jane Austen opinions, which is
Yes, I would love to talk about it.
that I well, let's say that 1995 Pride and Prejudice is not my favorite adaptation, and what's his name is not my favorite Darcy. What's his name? Colin Firth. Not my favorite.
Okay.
Yeah, and I feel like
Oh,
90% of the fandom would not agree with me.
really? I think it's like 50-50 of like
Ooh, I don't know.
95, 2005.
I think those BBC productions of Austen books in general are very paint by numbers, and I really I look at an adaptation, and what I look for in an adaptation is for them to do something interesting with it in converting it to the stream, to the screen. Not
Mhm.
like you don't have to like change it, but you have to like adapt it, right? So
Sure.
I like adored what they did with the film, the Keira Knightley film, because it was just so like majestic and cinematic, and just little things they
It's
did with the
definitely more
music, and
beautiful to watch,
yeah, it's
for
just
sure.
gorgeous.
Yeah.
And yeah, I suppose that is my most controversial opinion. We could get into the nitty gritty, but my favorite Austen adaptation is Emma 2009 with Johnny Lee Miller and Romola Garai. Have you seen that one?
Yes, actually, I have thoughts about Emma adaptations.
Oh, really? Okay.
Um,
Is Emma one of your favorite
Mainly
books, or is it kind of down there a little
yeah,
bit? Okay.
no, I think for a while it was my favorite. I think it's back to Pride and Prejudice. They're like neck and neck always.
Uh huh.
Um, Other than Clueless, which I don't really count because it's something.
Sure.
I think there has not really been an adaptation of Emma that I'm like 100% happy with because I mean, the newest one is so beautiful to look at. The costumes are so
Oh,
beautiful.
the Anya Taylor Joy one. Yeah.
Yeah,
But how good was Bill
like
Nye?
obsessed. Yeah. But then like the one that you like, I love Romola Garai as Emma. I think she's
Mm.
my favorite Emma.
Yeah.
And I also like her dad in that one as well, I think the
Was that
best.
Michael Gambon? I think it was. Yeah.
Yeah. And just a lot of things I like about that, but I just think Johnny Lee Miller was
Oh
miscast. I
no,
don't think he's
no, I don't
Mr.
agree.
Knightley.
Nah, no, I think he's
Oh,
perfect as Knightley.
I, oh, no, no, no. Okay,
Okay,
well, we'll agree to disagree.
okay, and we also.
But my favorite Mr. Knightley
Mm, no, you go.
is the the Gwyneth Paltrow version. I can't remember
Yeah,
his name.
okay, I
Jeremy
agree
Northam.
that he's very good, but I still prefer Johnny
Very
Lee Miller. Yeah.
That's fair. That's fair.
But I also just really like Johnny Lee Miller. Like his Elementary show with Lucy Liu is one of my favorite TV shows and comfort watches. Like I'll rewatch that all day long.
It is very good.
Mm.
I like him too. That's why I was really disappointed. I just didn't think that he wasn't the vibe for me. So,
Okay, well that's fair enough.
um, yeah, it's fair. It was a little. I was a little sad about it though because I was really excited for it, and I just
But you
he
didn't like
fell
Death
flat.
Comes to Pemberley. Oh, I'm not sure. I'm not sure I can understand that. That I loved it. I did.
I liked a lot about it. I didn't hate it. I just had a thought as well.
The book or the film or both?
I think I liked the film better than the book.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the film,
Um,
the TV version, they gave a lot more to Lizzie, and I actually
mhm.
really liked that actress as Lizzie. Um, and I said to
Yeah,
you previously, I really like Matthew Rhys's Darcy. I think he actually might be like my favorite Darcy, to be honest.
he was a very good Darcy. But
Mm.
yeah, I just didn't like her. She didn't have the lightness, the jokiness that Lizzie needs to have. She needs to have a little bit more. I don't know, like her face is just like perpetually sad to me.
Okay.
It wasn't the vibe.
Yeah.
But
Okay. I could pay that. Maybe I attributed that to she went and had a child, and that's always a terrible idea in my opinion.
oh no.
Maybe that was the stalwartly child-free part of me going, yeah, that's what happens when you have a kid.
Like that looks right. Oh no. I mean, to be fair, like it probably was difficult because like somebody has died, so she probably shouldn't be super jokey,
Mm,
but it just wasn't the same character to me.
that's fair, but it was gorgeous.
Yes, it was very gorgeous. And Matthew Rhys made up for a lot, I will say. And Jenna, what was her last name again?
Jenna Coleman.
Yeah, she's like beautiful. She was a
Oh,
perfect Lydia.
she is. She's
Love her.
gorgeous. I love her in Victoria. Have you seen that? The the ITV series.
Yes.
Mm.
Oh no. I thought you were
Oh
talking about the movie. Never mind.
no, Queen Victoria. It's like a 3 season series. I think they were going to do a fourth season at some
Whoa.
point. Yeah, about Queen Victoria, biopic, um,
Huh.
TV show. It's really good.
Huh.
I'm not really sure what I'm
I'll
doing
check it
this game.
out.
I'm not pulling what I want to be pulling. We just need to dig harder.
I mean, you've got that yellow throat, so you could dig harder.
I could dig harder. That's true.
I had to put on like a coat and a scarf because I was afraid I was going to get hypothermia in my apartment.
Oh, it's that cold, is it?
It's so cold.
Did you say you turn the heat on?
Because no, because like it's off for the season, and so
Ah, okay.
I mean, I guess I could have pulled out a space heater, but I was a little bit like, oh, I'm not doing that. It's May,
Yeah,
but
fair. Okay. Oh, I was going to ask you back on books. I saw that you read The Other Bennet Sister, and you
yes,
liked
I
that
actually was.
one. Yeah.
Did you read that?
Yeah, I did. I really liked it. I was scared saying,
Me
why is it so
too.
cold? That's crazy.
I also want to know. It's supposed to get down to 38 degrees here, which for the non-Americans, that is almost freezing temperature, freezing water temperature.
That's nuts. It's like
Yeah,
almost summer.
I know. And like, it's a good thing it's not actually getting to freezing because we transplanted all of our tomatoes yesterday, and I would have been very upset.
Yeah, exactly. Tomatoes, they're very important to you, especially this time of year.
Extremely important, to be honest. Okay, what am I
Scared
doing
saying it got
here?
to 80 there, presumably New York, today.
Oh wow, that's like that seems like maybe a typical
Late
May temperature,
late
maybe.
spring. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Me pretending to
I
know
mean, I
what
don't
May
know because
means
like
without looking it up.
I've never been to New York City. I've only been to New York State, so I can speak for New York. Okay, bye, bye, scared.
Bye,
It's
Scared.
good to hang out.
See you. Do I want the egret? Actually, I probably do. So I need something good to
Zoe
play.
says that he just played a few games of Guess Who with the 8-year-old. That game is still so fun, to be honest. Have you guys seen the social media like viral videos where they like change out the people in Guess Who to be like either people in their family or political people, and then they like ask increasingly unhinged questions?
No, I haven't seen that.
Highly recommend. Wait, Zoe, I don't know what that comment means. What the fuck is a Saint Peter? I don't I don't know what that is either.
Saint Peter. Oh, is that when I
A
said the
card?
other Bennett
Maybe?
sister? Did I say that too fast?
Oh, maybe.
The other Bennett sister, referring to Jane Austen's Pride and Prejudice. Yeah, I really liked that book. I was
Me too.
pretty sold on that one.
They're adapting it. Did you
Yeah, I
know
was
that?
gonna. That's what I was gonna say. Yeah, they are adapting it, so that should uh, that should be one to watch for sure. Hello, darling. Hello. Come here. What you doing? Oh, it's kitty time. I'll pimp you out. Oh, you went very floppy just then.
Aw, sweet baby. Sobi says he's seen the one where they're like, "Does your person drive a Prius?" That's like the type of question they would ask of the Guess Who,
Ah,
which
okay.
okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Zoe's saying, I thought you said you almost put on a Saint Peter because it was so cold. So she said space heater.
Oh yeah, space heater. Sorry, I like I don't enunciate the best all the time, which I didn't really know until I started to use voice to text a lot, and my voice to text was like, "What the fuck are you saying?" half the time. Um, so apologies.
That's okay. We confused Zobi, which is always the goal of any stream.
Okay.
Tommy, feeling alright? You're just sleepy. You're very floppy.
It's so sweet.
Did you say sweater? Sweater.
Sweater,
Sweater.
sweater weather.
Space heater.
I love sweater weather.
I heard St. Peter. Space heaters are now called St. Peters. Pass it on. It's the Shrike That rhyming slang.
Yes.
Alright, what are you doing over there? Oh, it's a raven. Okay. I see you there.
So he says he mumbles quite frequently, but fair, fair.
Mm-hmm. Oh, darling. Oh, sweet boy. Points aren't looking that crash hot at the minute, but let's go one more time. Uh,
Oh,
ooh. Yeah, I'll take those. We'll see.
rude.
You want to go down? Okay. Say bye, everybody.
Bye.
It's a bit disheveled now. See, we're halfway through the game already. We got time. Another tie on the end around.
I know, I'm not even trying. To be honest, I was like, oh, I guess I better play a white card so I disqualify.
Got a good question from Zobi. Are there songs that you grew up thinking the lyrics were something and figured out much later there was something else entirely?
I mean, the stereotypical one is the Tiny Dancer, Tony Danza. I definitely thought they were talking about Tony Danza growing up.
Sure, sure. Um, One that I always got wrong was Toto's Africa. In the chorus where they say, ain't nothing that 100 men or more could ever do, I always thought they were saying that 100 men from Mars could ever do.
You thought it was about aliens?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Just that 100 men or more. It didn't quite sound like that to me.
Yeah. I'm trying to
Sobi
think of like
says,
others off the
I
top
thought
of
in
my head, but
Metallica's Sad But True, they were singing Sad Patrol.
I...
Okay, nice.
Sad for Troy.
Well,
Cute.
I actually have a book. Is it still on my bookshelf? That are called The Ants Are My Friends, which is the Bob Dylan Blowing in the Wind. The ants are my friends. The answer is blowing in the wind.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and the title of the book is The Ants Are My Friends. And it's about basically what Zobi's asking about mispronunciations and misheard song lyrics and things like that. Yeah, I have enough stuff to do that, but not enough egos. Need some egos real quick. Let's play this guy.
I really want that partridge, but I fear it's too late.
Yeah, it is a bit late. You don't really have a column set up for it. It would have gone great under that great tit.
I know. Can't forget that I've got Magpie Lark either. Dangerous bird to play.
Yeah. Especially when I'm distracting you.
Yeah, definitely.
I was gonna ask TV wise, do you ever watch like just other historical like period drama type things? Like, did you ever get into like Downton Abbey or what are some other examples? I'm
Um,
trying to think.
I watched the first season of Downton Abbey, but I wasn't like a completist.
Sure. I really like the new one that Julian Fellows, the guy who created that, has done. The Gilded Age, the American version, I
Yeah,
guess. Yeah, there's a new
I
season
do
of
watch
that coming
that.
out soon. I really love that show.
I watch that mostly because I'm obsessed with Audra and who's the main lady who's like grumpy in the family?
Oh,
Christine
yeah,
Baranski.
Christine Baranski. Yeah, she's amazing.
Yeah.
So good.
I
Stickiness.
became
What's he
obsessed with
say?
her in The Good Wife, and I'll watch like anything she's in.
Oh, I love The Good Wife.
Okay, wait. So have you seen The Americans? Did we talk about The Americans?
Um,
That might have been scared I was talking about The Americans with.
no, I've given it a go like twice, and I can't seem to get into it. But
Oh,
I do really like Matthew Reese, as I established. So I don't know. It's like I like Matthew Reese, but I can't seem to get into much that he's in. Like I've tried the Perry Mason show as well. Um,
I couldn't get into that either.
yeah, I gave it a good go. Maybe I should try the Americans again.
It is like a really good show. I will say it does start a little slow, probably.
Mm.
Um,
All right. Well, maybe I'll push
but
through.
once you're like in it, I feel like, I mean, I don't want to guarantee that you'll like it. It's okay if you don't,
That's fair.
but it gets like pretty tense. It's once you're in it, you're like, oh my God, it won't let you go. I'm trying to think of any other period pieces I watch. I mean, I think The Americans is because it's like an 80s show, but
Yeah. No, that still counts.
hmm.
So TV wise, I mentioned Elementary. I really like police procedurals in general, and particularly ones that not just like plain old like Law and Order, just ones that have like a twist to them, like Castle, or I mentioned Elementary, or Psych, or
Ike is such a
iZombie, even like just ones that have like kind of weirdo
yeah.
pairings of like detective and like specialist X kind of person, whether they're a psychic or a writer or a consulting detective like Sherlock Holmes, or so I like the
My
kind of
family was
quirky
like
ones. Mm.
really into psych, and so we still like reference that all the time.
Oh yeah, nice.
Because I mean, I still think it kind of holds up. It's still pretty funny if you go back and watch.
Yeah, Ben and I watched that recently. Okay, yeah, I'll take that.
Sobe says Peaky Blinders, which I haven't gotten into yet, but I want to because I
Yeah,
like Killian Murphy.
yeah, I
Have
do
you
too.
watched that, Jenny?
I've watched the first couple of seasons. I need to go back and watch the last few, and I really liked what Tom Hardy did with the character he plays in that. So yeah, I definitely
Tom
need to.
Hardy's in there? I
Yeah,
didn't know
he
that.
is. He plays like a Jewish gangster type character. Yeah, he's pretty good. Um,
Hmm.
and I really like Sam Neill as well. So I liked his stuff in the first season.
I just wanted to be known that I've had a snow bunting in my hand this whole time, but you're not talking anything.
Oh, I have a European goldfinch, so you know I'm. We're having a game of
We're
tucking chicken.
having a tuck off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're also not really tucking anything. I'm not that scared of the wedge-tailed eagle at this stage of the game.
Oh yeah, I totally forgot that that's technically a tucking bird.
Yeah,
You know
Sophie
what?
says
Joke's
I
on
love
you. 'Cause I
Tom's character. Yeah, agreeing with me for once on something. By the way, Zoe, I haven't told you this, but I actually put a postcard in the mail for you recently, like another one. So look out for that, bud.
Can you hear my cat?
I can.
He's such a drama boy.
Is it Stella or is it Cricket? That would be Stella.
Stella.
Yeah, yeah. Because you said boy.
Cricket's very much like a chirp. Like she
Mm.
sounds like her name.
Mm.
No, Stella's like the one that likes to be like. I'm like the neighbors are gonna think that I'm abusing you, bud. But like he is fed, he is watered, he is played with. Like he's all the things.
Yeah.
I just think he's getting old. I think that's
Yeah,
it.
it's a bit of a dementia type thing because Odin does the same. He'll just go down the side of the house and he'll just start yowling like he's being
Oh,
like tortured.
adult boys.
Yeah, they are a bit addled, unfortunately. And Odin has a real mournful yowl, whereas Beans has this
Oh,
squeaky little meh, meh. Zobi, I put a postcard in the mail for you, bud. Another one. This one's very pretty.
wait, what was the first one? Was that the one to his grandfather,
Oh, it was
uncle?
just one from like when I was actually uh, down south in like a touristy place. I picked up a
Okay,
postcard because he wanted one for his collection.
cute.
Except I'm an idiot because I bought a bunch of international stamps and I had that one postcard that was going to be cheaper because I was sending it to Bushnet, and that's only just like across the border in Melbourne, in Victoria, right? And I put an international stamp on it. So I paid like three
Oh
bucks to send it
no!
like over the border.
Oh my
But I couldn't
God.
like I'd already like written her address and her message and everything on it, so I was like, oh, okay, well that was a waste of money.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's
She probably
fine.
got it and was like, what?
Yeah. Well, I wrote on it, I was like, I'm an idiot. The first line of the postcard is, I'm an idiot, and I put an international stamp on
Oh
this.
my God.
Yeah. What a dickhead.
I fear I may not break 100 on this game. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah. Just distracting you.
Oof. No, it's okay. It's all good. I've had a little bit of card draw problems on most of
Oh,
these
I'm
games.
only on 71, so I'm not doing that great either. What can I do on my bonus cards? I'm one off on Large Bird and one off on Diet Specialist. Uh,
Do you even have any? Oh, you've got the goldfinch. That's three.
Goldfinch hits Diet Specialist and Self Crested Cockatoo hits Large Bird. I don't have one that hits both, which is kind of annoying.
Hmm.
Australian Raven actually might hit hard if I can be bothered taking a 1 point turn picking that up, which I don't think I can.
Yeah, that's the rough thing. It's like I was like, oh, that would be great, but I'm not gonna go out of my way for it.
Yeah, if Collared Dove hit Large Bird, that would be good, but it's only 52. Um,
Mm.
oh, but I've got Omni as well, so it's like massive. Yeah, maybe that might be worth it then. So it'll be 7 points plus 6 from Large Bird and Diet Specialist plus 2. Yeah, it's like an extra 8 points in bonus points plus the 7 plus
Whoa.
the food. I'll cash on it.
Well, now I feel silly that I didn't block it.
Oh no, you're fine. What are you gonna play with your magpie up?
Good question. I don't know. Maybe snow bunting is the highest point one I have
Mm.
of like in the prairie anyway. feels weird to play that out of the rounds, but
Well, I just gave you a common loon, which might be better than a kick in the teeth.
commonly. I mean, I've got a 9 point wetland card that I'm gonna play,
Okay.
but I can't play Loon with Max Keller because it's in the wetland. But I might play it. We'll see.
Oh, yeah, true. I wasn't thinking. Yeah, I was just thinking. I didn't give you the worst card of the two, put it that way.
Well, that was very nice of you.
Yeah.
To decent. Have you played any of your MLW games yet? You probably didn't have time today, huh?
No, no, I definitely wasn't going to play in between streams. My head is not right now.
No, that would be kind of bonkers.
Where's it gone? There you are, my
I
friend.
silenced my Discord for this, but I still see the tab where like my notifications are just inching up. I hope it's all people who have messaged me with their audio biography playlists.
They've put together straight away on your orders.
Yeah, they're like, let me get on that.
Yeah, yeah. Gotta go do my homework.
I clearly wasn't paying attention because I don't have that many ground nest
Oh,
spaces.
well, I forgot to ask you about on your playlist the Stevie Nicks song. What was the story there?
Oh, well, I've always been a fan of Fleetwood Mac, but never like a hardcore fan. Just like light, my parents play it.
Sure.
But then during college, I took this really terrible summer job that was like down kind of on the Grand Canyon
Mm.
and super isolated, like legit insane religious people who like ran it. And it was like kind of cult vibes. And so like every weekend I would just like drive away to like get away. And I like on a whim got like Stevie Nicks like best of discography or whatever. And I just remember like driving through the desert with Stevie Nicks like blaring while I'm like trying to escape like another cult, you know what I mean? So it's like it's very me
Nice.
coded.
She kind of saved
Yeah.
you. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. Legit.
That's cute.
I quit that. I quit it after like 3 weeks. So I don't want people to think that I like was stuck in a cult. I left because it was my second cult. So
Yeah. You were
um
like some things
no.
are some things are ringing true here.
Yeah. It was
Oh.
like, danger, girl, you're in danger. Yeah.
Oh dear. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, this is the part where I admit to you that the Dixie Chicks, I don't know a lot of their stuff. Sorry, the Chicks. I did read about their name change, which I didn't actually know about. I like saw it on your playlist. I was like the Chicks, and then I looked at the song. I was like, surely that's the Dixie Chicks, and I didn't
Yeah,
actually
yeah.
get the memo on their name change. Um, but Landslide is the only real, like the only Dixie Chicks song that I really knew, and I didn't know that it was a cover.
Oh, that's so funny.
And yeah, back on, I used to listen to The Cause a lot in high school, in my kind of mid teens, and I didn't know that Dreams was a Fleetwood Mac song either. So
Oh, do they have a cover of that?
yeah, they have a cover of Dreams. So I'm like,
Okay.
I'm like big on in my head like Fleetwood Mac erasure because I know a lot of their songs, but I know them played by other
Yeah.
artists that I didn't realize that they were covers. So
Miley Cyrus has it's either like a cover or like a mashup of Edge of 17, and it's like very good. Their voices go really well
yeah, I
together.
can hear. I can hear that that would be the case.
Yeah, big fan of that. I feel like a lot of her songs like do really well with covers.
Mm.
They're just I feel like a lot of people can sing them.
I really like Miley
Um
Cyrus's stuff.
yeah, for sure, me too. I'm really excited for her new album
Hmm.
because the singles that she's dropped, it makes it seem like it's going to be like an album, which I can't resist, like a put together kind of, you know.
Yeah, that like I can buy myself flowers song. That was absolute like
Oh, ear
anthem.
candy for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
Yeah. The one I liked off of her last album was, I think it's called oh, Beaches. Is that the one?
Okay,
Hold
I
on,
don't think
I
I
gotta look.
got across that one.
Hold on,
Photograph to start
I gotta look
from.
it up. I'm not good with the titles.
Mm, doesn't really matter. Yeah, I'm surprised I won that end of round actually with only 3 eggs in ground nests.
Okay, it was not called Beaches. It's called Handstand. So
Okay.
it talks about being on a beach. So I was clear, not thinking.
Oh, Wedgie got 1 hit for you.
Woohoo! I only activated him like 2 or 3 times, so
Okay,
that's about
that's
right.
not too bad.
Yeah.
And this is snow bunting. That's nice. How did I spend the most nectar in the wetlands and lose that one?
I don't know. I don't know how I got 9 in the. I guess I must have placed that mostly after the Raven.
Copying that great tip was really helpful actually for nectar.
I was really annoyed that it rule 16'd the egg
Ooh,
card.
that's a lot of bird points. Oh, you might have
Yeah, look at my
this.
bonus.
Oh,
No, we'll see.
actually, yeah, okay.
Not quite, not quite.
No, not quite. It wasn't a high
And I
score.
didn't even break 100.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. It was kind of rough.
GG's. GG's. It was a pretty average
GG's,
game for both of
GG's.
us. It's fine.
All right. Well, I guess my greatest fear is that people will have been bored by my conversation, so hopefully
Aw,
they weren't bored.
I don't think that's true.
Um,
I think they will.
but send me your playlist. My DMs are open.
Yeah. No, I think they will
Yeah.
like how comfortable we are in our banter.
Okay.
But thank
We
you
did
so
not spend an
much.
hour talking about Jane Austen,
No, we
so
didn't. We
yeah.
didn't.
Yeah.
And I think the music
But like in
conversation.
our DMs, we're
Yeah,
not gonna
we
hash
do
this.
need we need to talk about it. We do,
Yeah,
absolutely.
for sure.
Yeah, you need to hit me with your top 5 like ranking of the books, and then your top 5 like adaptations, or maybe even like just whatever adaptations you can think of, and just
My
rank them. Or
my
like your
top five
favorite
of the books.
adaptation
There's only
per
like 6
book.
books. Oh, you mean you're okay? You're including adaptations in the books. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So like what's your favorite Pride and Prejudice adaptation? What's your favorite Emma adaptation? And go down the list, I guess.
Gotcha. Okay. Because I thought you just meant like rank her books, like top 5, and I was like, so one's just gonna be out in the cold.
Oh yeah, there are 6, right? Which
Yeah,
one
like
did I
6 and a
miss?
little bit.
I've got a 1 to 5. Pride and Prejudice,
Um.
Persuasion, Sense and Sensibility, Northanger, and Mansfield Park. Oh, I didn't put Emma on there. That's hilarious.
Oh my God.
See, I don't like Emma actually. I
I
think
know.
Emma hits a bit
Actually,
too
I think
close
you
to
might.
home for me because I think I'm maybe a little bit too much like Emma.
Oh no.
I prefer my herons to be a little bit less flawed.
Okay. I love a flawed heroine. So like that is a great book for me.
Yeah. Actually,
She's
Persuasion
so
is my
insane. I
favorite.
love
I have
it.
to say, controversial, but I love Persuasion.
I mean it gets better as you age. Like I didn't get it when I read
Mm,
it when I was like 21, but it improves for sure.
yeah.
I think it's my third favorite.
And I have a real soft spot for Northanger because it was the first one I read. So yeah, it's cute.
It's really fun.
It
And
is
I
fun.
like the adaptation for that. I think it's pretty fun.
Yeah, the one with was it Carey Mulligan and
Uh-huh.
Felicity Jones? Yeah, it's so good. It's one of my like top 3 just Jane Austen adaptations for sure.
Yeah, they did a really good job with it. Although
Mm.
I don't know if Carey Mulligan was perfectly cast in that, but it doesn't take away from the movie.
Oh, but she's gorgeous. She gets a pass from me.
Yeah. Sounds- All
Again,
right.
didn't realize it at the time, but yeah, there
Oh
were
yeah.
reasons
The
that I
signs were
really
there.
liked
There
that.
were signs.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
cool. Yeah, thank you so much. We will continue this conversation in a less public forum, and really appreciate you coming on my little stream show. And yeah, for anyone that's still here, we're wrapping up, and there are the playlists that we were talking about earlier in the stream description, and also a link to Hen's StoryGraph, Goodreads esque but better type website if you want to see the sort of stuff that she's been reading. Um,
Also, sign up to be on Jenna's show. Zoe, have you signed up? I don't think you've signed up yet,
yeah,
but I would
Zoe,
definitely watch you
yeah,
be on there.
get
So
on there, sign up, you coward.
peer pressure.
And
All
yeah,
right.
next up we have, I think it's on the 24th, we've got Beans on Toast. So that'll be a fun time. So that's next
Yeah.
weekend. So about a week to wait. And we actually have a double header because the day after we chat to Beans on Toast, we've got Alex Zarapov. So we've got a bit of a Europe double header happening next weekend. So yeah.
We were on a stream with him last night, and I've started to call him Minate, but like it's funny if you say "G'day, Minate."
Min-
So please do that.
Minate. Where does that come from?
Because it's part of his name, Determinator. Minate.
I wasn't talking about Terminator. I was talking about Alex
Oh, sorry. I got them
Zarapov.
confused in my mind.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Apologies. Cut that
And I
out.
think next
Embarrassing.
after Alex is Determinator, like the week after. So
Okay. Because
yeah,
I did see him on the list, so in my head.
yeah, you're sort
Anyway,
of on the
all
right
right.
track. Okay.
Yeah,
Zobi, is that in response to me telling you you should sign up, you coward, or is that in response to you can see that the stream is ending and you are leaving? Because either way, you
probably
should sign
both.
up. Okay. Thank you, darling.
All
Take care.
right.
Ciao, ciao.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you, everybody, and sorry for the technical difficulties. I hope it was still a fun time regardless. So, thank you, and signing out.